Let's move on to the next session. And here to share his insights on the topic titled Implementing XC9 Habitat Home Demo Walkthrough is a regional commerce specialist, SUGCON, and is a member of the SUGCON MVP community. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and join me in welcoming on stage our last session speaker for today, Mr. Ramil Golimlim. Can I hear a big round of applause for him?
Hi, everyone. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay, last session. I'll probably just make this short and sweet, but I think today I'm just going to walk you through the Habitat Home demo. So this is our sort of demo site that is built over XC9. As Rob's session gave you an overview in terms of the functions and functionality, features and functionalities of SUGCON Commerce 9, and today I'm going to showcase you, run you through how does it look like in a sort of a fictional retail site, right? And before we start, just going to share in terms of expectations versus reality. You guys watched the Nailed It show in Netflix. So you have your nice looking cake in there in terms of what you want to do, and they're just like, this is the output, right? This is our common problems in terms of, whenever we do delivery, this is what we expected, or we have a specs, this is what we wanted, and sometimes it just turned out the way we want it to be. How about Helix, right? We have our different layers, and sometimes when we start developing them, it just kind of look like this. Sometimes it's just not sort of it's not finished. Right? The pork is so raw, it's still singing Hakuna Matata, right? It's not always turned out the way we've always wanted it to be, right? So why is it so difficult, right? I think there are a few things that we normally sort of miss out during implementation, or we're not doing the best practices and all that. So I think in order for us to have something much more similar to what we've wanted to, that's why SUGCON built Helix, SUGCON built SXA, and all the best practices in terms of strategy, in terms of implementing SUGCON. Basically leveraging on what SUGCON is built for, leveraging what SUGCON Commerce is built for, and what are the strategies that we could actually use in every implementation. So for today, I'm gonna walk you through in terms of the strategy. How do we increase cart size using contextual commerce? How do we use campaigns to increase visits and engagement, right? And we're gonna run through developing with Commerce Helix, and some walkthrough or sneak peek on example Visual Studio solutions, and how help us help you. I think within our region, I think my colleagues and I, in terms of commerce, are there to support you guys. I just have to register a deal so that we could sort of sort out how do we help you guys. Okay, let's go dive into the demo. Okay, let me just... Okay. Okay, so let me just go to the website. So this is my local instance running the XC9. We call this Habitat Home. Habitat Home is a fictional... it's not loading. Oh, sorry, because I've switched to French. There you go. So Habitat Home is a fictional retailer that sells home appliances, right? So they have they sell different categories such as Habitat Health, entertainment, TVs, productivity, laptops, and so on, gaming, services. So in this scenario, a typical retailer they have a strategy of paid ads, right? And let's face it, most of the people lands on a retailer site is through search. Just here. So this is a fictional sort of Bing result, right? So I'm looking for a how to build a smart home gym. This is a typical the way we sort of query Google now. And from here you will see that we have a paid ad that would actually link us directly to a page. And from here, I would just want to highlight that we are already tracking this acquisition through our campaign code, the SUGCON. You guys use that one, right? If not, I would suggest you guys start sort of using the campaign codes. It's quite straightforward, and you'll be able to sort of track that without additional coding. So now, let me just... Okay, so from this landing page, you have your banners, your categories, some content, right? So this website is really content-rich website because content and commerce now is becoming a trend in terms of helping customers to get more knowledge, get more awareness in terms of the product that they're buying with their brand, right? So this content strategy is helps personalize the buying experience by showing the relevant content to the user, right? From here, you would see that we are tracking. So let's show the... it's supposed to be showing a Bing ad acquisition, but let's go to the next scenario, wherein now I'm looking for a fitness trainer, right? So here, let me just click this. So this fitness a virtual trainer finder is to simulate order capture, right? You can create order capture through different ways. You have your configurator and so on. So in this demo, we're just showcasing Sycor forms. So this fields right here is actually built using forms. What it does is every time I click, it tries to capture what are my interests. Let me just, how many days? Let's do 3 to 4 days. And maybe let's do a high. So what happens in the backend is it tries to recognize or track what are my interests and recommend who's the appropriate trainer, virtual trainer, and then cross-sell the relevant sort of content. From here, you would see that the on-site behavior, it's tracking me as a friends in fitness. The fitness trainers that's relevant to me is Sydney Cummings. So I just want to highlight that all of these components right here are built using the SXA Commerce components. You have your navigation, even this pop-up here is already part of as a component. So let me just go to the, let's say, this platinum package. So now how do we increase deal size, right? So a typical browser would go to, a typical customer would go through product details, look at the title, description, and now it's also sort of cross-selling this content that might be relevant to the type of program that I've chosen. So maybe let's just try to add this to my cart. Oops, I have this on my previous demo. Just clear them out. Okay, so I'm interested with this content. I'll read it more because I think this is the one that I'm looking for. And so this type of strategy wherein content helps the user to get more awareness on the things that they want. And from here, how convenient that you can sort of cross-sell a product within the content page, right? So this is the power of having a content management system and a commerce platform within the same system. So let's say, and it says the document or the guide actually tells that if I get this stationary bike, it would actually help me with my workout plan, which is, let's just add this to my cart, right? So now we've increased our cart size from 100 USD to another 750, right? So if I go scroll more, again, it's cross-selling content that would be relevant to my need. So it's cross-selling a wearable, and if I again read this blog site or blog page, it's using the same strategy of showing the content, and now it's giving me a free gift card since I have a platinum package, and I've also added a stationary bike on my shopping cart. So with Sycor Commerce, you would be able to configure personalization rules using a commerce related attributes, your shopping cart size, your past purchases. And so from here, we just configured a personalization rule that if I have something on my cart, which is the platinum training and a stationary bike, I would be able to entitle with a free gift card. So let me just try to add this into my cart. And now, so let's do the view cart. So what just happened? So basically, having a contextual commerce within your platform helps just to increase your deal size. Right? With simple personalization, initially I was just interested with the $100 package. Now I have a stationary bike on my shopping cart as well. And gift cards are actually a marketing initiative for loyalty, right? If you give me a gift card, it's just giving me a chance to buy again to the site. So that's why warranties, digital goods such as warranties are becoming more marginable now. And then you can easily cross-sell that within your product. Same as gift cards. So the amount spent for gift cards, the ROI for that on having a repeat purchase is actually better. So from here, let me do a checkout first. Another feature that we have in this demo is having different types of delivery or shipping methods. So for digital goods, we can just have an email and probably a message in terms of the delivery method for this virtual product. For physical goods, you can have an option for shipping. So let me just try to fill this up. My code, and you can get sort of some predefined shipping methods. For digital goods, again, we can send by email. Oops. Right. Haven't filled this up. There you go. And let's continue to billing. Okay, from here, add my email address again. And one of the features that we've built on this sort of demo site is the ability to use gift cards. So I've already previously purchased a gift card, so it gave me this gift card code. From here, if I get the balance, I could sort of use, let's say I just want to use $50, and from there, it will automatically get deducted. So one of the features of Sycor Commerce is basically called entitlements. So entitlements, just think of it as a mobile wallet wherein you can store different objects and attribute that to a customer. A typical implementation of that would be either loyalty cards, gift cards, and any other sort of digital information that you would want to capture and attribute that to a customer. Okay, so now let me just continue with my purchase. What else did I miss? Okay, the demo gods is not with me right now. No. Okay. Somehow my confirmation button is not working. Oops. Okay, anyway, so after that, you'll go to the payment and process the order, right? So let's keep that for now and go to the back end, right? So we want to showcase in terms of how this has been configured. So let me just log into the back end. And so let's showcase SXA first, right? So SXA. So from here, let's say we want to edit our homepage, publish experience editor. There we go. So from here on the right side, you would see all the commerce or the XSA toolbox. And with CycleCommerce installed, you get this predefined components. So you have commerce accounts, carts, and so on. Right? So this would actually help you in terms of developing a full sort of a B2C type of system, and just work straight out of the box, right? Just that with the payment, it wasn't showing, but part of our default payment provider is with Braintree. So Braintree is under PayPal, and it accepts sort of credit cards and PayPal payments as well. So let's now move to our commerce. Oops, session just finished. Okay. Go back. Okay, so out of the box, we have the merchandising, inventory, pricing, promotion, orders. So from merchandising, this is where you can manage all the product catalog, products or sellable items, as well as categories, and so on, right? So let me just quickly skim over the departments. The appliances, microwaves. And from here, you can manage all the product details. From here, you can create different types of product relationships. So let's say you have an upsell product, you have a cross-sell, and so on, right? If you want to do language localization, you have the option to do that here. So pretty much a straightforward sort of product management system. And the one I would want to showcase is the promotions. So with promotions, remember the gift card with Platinum? So from here, we're just saying that we have the concept of qualifications and benefits. So the qualifications is the rule in terms of, how do you want to set the discount. So from here, I'm just saying, for this product and this variant, I want to give 100% off for the gift card, right? And from here, you can do, I'm going to showcase a coupon. Coupon code. So with public coupons, you would be able to create an alphanumeric sort of coupon code, and it shares the same rules with the normal promotion. The only difference is that when you add an item to a cart without a public coupon, it will automatically get sort of calculated. And if you assign a coupon code, it only gets calculated if that coupon code is within the shopping cart. And let's just go here. So that's a quick run through or walkthrough of the commerce biz tools, right? So let me go through the Helix part of things. So commerce with Helix. So I'll just in terms of the strategy, we've covered contextual commerce. We've covered how we could increase your shopping cart size, and now we'll go to the technical side of things, right? So just to recap in terms of the Helix layers, right? So here we have our, there you go. So with the commerce with Helix, basically, is you have your storefront as the project, and then your accounts and carts as your features, and the foundational side of things. The dependencies are still going to be the same, wherein your project references the features references the foundation. How it looks like in terms of a custom module. So let's say, for example, we have a product compare, right? With a product compare, all the engine codes are under the engine folder. Serialization, this could be your TDS or Unicorn. Then your test, unit test, and then your website. Your websites are basically your storefront codes, where it has all the sort of storefront or your MVC or SXA components live. The idea is that your engine test, the way we structure the solution is basically with the commerce engine as a project, because the commerce engine has dependencies on your plugins. So what will happen is that, again, it's the same. We're in going back to this slide, your plugin features is also lying on the module, on your feature module. So how it sums up is grouping them by functionality, right? So your catalog will have all the catalog sort of assets, your C# codes, your CHTMLs, and so on, same as the other modules. So even the engine codes will actually sort of lie in the same feature folders. So how do you structure your solution? So you have your configuration, NuGet, and then you have your foundation, feature, and project. So let me go through an example of the solution. Okay. There you go. So have you guys seen the Habitat retail demo solution? So basically, the way we designed the Habitat Retail solution was having the engine part of the solution, right? This is the case wherein you have a lightweight sort of implementation wherein the engine and the storefront developers and the engine developers are actually doing the same task, you know. It's easier this way because all the modules, all the artifacts, regardless of if it's an engine or a storefront code, everything relies on the same solution file. Another option is if you can, so with the Habitat Home Retail demo, the Habitat Home demo, the design for this is we have a separate solution for the storefront code. If you can see from here, catalog, customers, under the feature, and then foundation, the same thing, and then the project. But you notice here there's no engine code within the solution file. This is another approach wherein you have separate developers that's just focusing on the engine side, and you have a separate developers that focusing on the storefront side. Again, it depends on how you guys strategize your development efforts, whether you want to separate engine developers and storefront developers, or you just want to have one guy doing the storefront codes and the engine codes. But as long as the layering of your projects it still conforms to the Helix principles, I think that should be fine. There's no right and wrong. These are basically just guidelines that would help you structure your solution. Okay, let me just. Another one that I want to showcase is the separating between different types of projects. So in here, we have a separate solution for Habitat, just the Habitat stuff. And then we have a separate project for the Habitat Home. Okay, so this is the Habitat solution. And then Habitat Home is a separate solution on its own, but it's just a project. You can have this option wherein if you would want to have a reusable sort of framework, right? So the idea for this demo solution is that our Habitat sort of base is actually reusable. And if you would want to have a project, or you want to skin a certain project, in this case, in this example, it's a Habitat Home. This is where all the customizations pertaining to just the Habitat Home website. And for commerce, we have a separate project. And for the engine, it's the same thing. All right. In terms, I think you might probably want to ask whether if this code is going to be available. Sad to say that it's not yet going to be available for the public. But I think we have the GitHub repo on Habitat. I think there were initiatives that it's being sort of converted into XC9. You'll be able to use that. But with this specific demo, unfortunately, it's not yet sort of publicly available. But then again, you can, from here, you would be able to see that what are the sort of different sort of features and functionalities that we could use in your implementation. Oh, okay, I forgot to showcase some of the XP stuff, such as, let's say, the marketing automation. So from here, we have sample automation we're in, let's say, the browse recover automation campaign. So what happens is somebody browse a product detail page and they dropped off and you want to reach out to them again. So this rule or this automation has been configured to have, so if the user hasn't purchased yet or the goal selected hasn't been sort of triggered, if it's no, send the contact an email. And then if not, we'll just wait again. Or if the goal has been triggered, just remove them from the campaign, right? Another example is maybe a drip campaign or just weekly fitness email. It's just a simple one that has a delay for 6 days, and after that, you'll just send an email. Okay. What else did that? For forms, let me just showcase some of the forms that we've created. Let me do the trainer finder form. In this demo, it's just sort of showing the what are the questions and the options. And from here, you'll see the different pages. And we have just sort of styled the form. Okay, another one I would want to highlight is EXM. So with EXM, so from here we have pre-built some sort of email campaigns, such as, let's say, we have a re-engagement campaign in here. Just hide my boss. Okay. Go back here. Open up another one. Just the foodie. Look at my draft. This is the draft campaign that I was doing. And sorry. Okay, something's wrong with my, okay, now it's showing. So from here, we'll just see the stats of the email, recipient activity, engagement values, and so on. All right, so everything now is baked into one platform. And you can use these tools throughout your sort of either marketing campaign and so on. Okay. How much time do I have? All right, in terms of the structure, oh, okay, sorry. Post show. Okay, I think my environment right now is not um, it's a little bit acting up. Having said that, what we could probably do next is how do we help you, right? So again, register your deals, and then from there we'll be able to sort of prioritize and see in how much how we could help you, right? I think in terms of the commerce, I think Rob and I and one of my colleagues in ANZ are responsible for the commerce enablement and services. So yeah, I think that concludes my session for today. Apologies on my environment, but yes, I think do reach out to us in terms of help with any of the sort of commerce-specific questions or enablement sessions. And we would want to thank the sponsors, of course. And I'll turn over the floor to Peter, our host.
Thank you, Ramil. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Ramil. Thank you for the wonderful session. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite on stage Peter Brinkman. He'll first be doing the honors, giving away the last award for social media posts. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got the name out here. And the winner is, any guesses?
Akshay?
Put your hands together for Kiran Patil. You better be here, Kiran Patil, or the award goes away to somebody else.
I just saw him though.
Just saw
5
him?
minutes ago, yeah.
He's outside?
Outside.
Does he still qualify?
Give him 5 seconds.
5 seconds? Okay, we'll wait for it.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there's
give
Kiran
him
Patil.
5
Put your hands
seconds.
together for Kiran.
Just in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it just occurred to me that you are attending this conference for the first time in Asia. You made history out here. Give yourself a big round of applause. Wow, what a moment is this. To talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, closing note, Peter Brinkman on stage. Put your hands together for him.
Thank you. All right, of course, what you do with a closing, right? What do you do when you make history as a group of people here? We're first time that we do an event in India as Sitecore. And we do the first time, and Chris also mentioned it, we did it better than the first Dreamcore that we did in Europe. So this is making history, and there's a lot of room for us to make progress, which is even more exciting. This is the first time we did it. We put the pole on the ground. We had more than 200 people in this room. We made it very successful, and we can learn from this. We can come back, and we can do it bigger, and we can do it better. And I'm looking forward to that. So, as you know, yesterday we started this day with the themes like connection. Akshay told about connection. How can you connect with each other? He talked about how you can use Stack Exchange, how you can use Slack, how you can use social media. But more important is the opportunity that you had here to socialize. We've done this event in North America, we've done it in Europe. And you know that people socialize because I know that culture. This culture is new to me, and I'm very excited about being in India. You're all very welcoming, very friendly, very social. I had a great time last night. I talked to so many people. I've learned so much about both how you work, what you do, the culture. The city is a bit hard to understand because it's as big as the country as I'm from, but it's all very impressive. So I think that is great. But what amazed me most is how social you are also together. You are a true community. As Indians, you are very proud of who you are. You're very proud of what you do as a job. And you should be, because again, you work for the global agencies, you work for our global partners, and you are the ones building implementations that make them successful, that make Sitecore successful. So I want to thank you all for the work that you do. I want to thank you for taking the time and traveling all the way here, because I am aware that India is a very big country, so everyone probably traveled quite far. So thank you all for yourself for being here. And while I'm getting into this thank you mode, there's more people, of course, I want to thank you. So I want to start thanking the people from the event staff, the AV, the audio guys, the cameraman who's taking a picture, everyone that made this possible from an organizational perspective. Thanks. Then we have the Sitecore team that's here. So we had Himanshu here as a local sales rep. You've seen him this morning. It's important for you to know who you have in your region. So we have corporate people here supporting it, like me, like Rob being here. We have people from the community, like Akshay, coming over all the way from North America to support the community here because it's important to us. We have our sponsors. We have Horizontal, which you've seen with speakers, which you have seen with the booth. We have Microsoft making this possible. We need this support to keep this going. And I'm very happy, and I do want to thank the sponsors and everyone making this possible. So yesterday, I also talked a bit about evolution and about change. And this is the start of change, right? We're here with 200 people. We can do it better. We can learn. And I can't wait to be back here as soon as possible and to make this event bigger, better, and even more enjoyable. So thank you all for coming, and see you next time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Goodbye. Have a wonderful evening.